Kelly, and today I have another book haul. Now this one's going to be a little bit different than all of the other ones because in this one, not only have I purchased books pretty recently, which I shouldn't have done, I kind of have a problem, but whatever. I also got some books from my library, and I also have a large stack of books from my sister's old roommate because they were all moving out of the house and she left those behind, and so then she said I could have them. So who's going to pass up free books, right? There's a lot. There's also a couple things that aren't books, so I'm going to get those out of the way at the beginning. And they are, there's a hair on me, oh my god, I should look crazy. They are nail polish, they look like this. I will be zooming in, hold on. I got these at a shop called Hot Topic. I don't know if anyone knows it, but it's kind of a, like, how am I going to describe this? It's kind of a goth sort of kind of place. You know, I'll put a link down below, you'll be able to tell. The first one looks like this. It's just a clear coat with, yes, it's a skull. It's a clear coat with pink and black speckling in it. It's really cool. It is by Blackheart Beauty. I'll try to find a link to them. I don't know if they're separate. The other one looks like this. It's just red. I don't know if they have names. I don't know, but looks like that. And the last one looks like this. I don't know if it's going to focus very well, but it's just another clear coat with speckling, except this time the speckling is green and it glows in the dark. So those are the things that I got that weren't books. As I said, I'll put a link down below to Hot Topic if I can find it. I'm pretty sure they have one, but we'll see. And then you can go check that out. Now we're going to get into the books, and the first books that I'm going to do are the ones that I got from my sister's roommate. The first one looks like this. It is called He's Got Potential. It is it's not, I wouldn't call it a self-help book, but it's basically about the different kinds of guys that there are. Like there's bad boys, intellects, cheaters, and everything in between. And it just tells you about them. I don't know, I thought it kind of sounded interesting, so we'll see. The next one is this one. It is called, oh, this one is by Dr. Belissa Vranich and our Arian Martyr. I don't know if I said her name right. Probably not. Anyway, the next one looks like this. It is called A Dirty Job by Christopher Moore. I love this. It's so cute. It's just a little skull child. Charlie Asher is a pretty normal guy. A little helpless, somewhat neurotic, sort of a hypochondriac. He's what's known as a beta male, the kind of fellow who makes his way through life by being careful and constant. You know, the one who's always there to pick up the pieces when the girl gets dumped by the bigger, taller, stronger alpha male. But Charlie's been lucky. He owns a building in the heart of San Francisco and runs a second-hand store with the help of a couple of loyal, if marginally insane, employees. He's married to a bright and pretty woman who actually loves him for his normalcy. And she, Rachel, is about to have their first child. Yes, Charlie's doing okay for a beta. That is, until the day his daughter Sophie is born. Just as Charlie, exhausted from the birth, turns to go home, he sees a strange man in mint green golf wear at Rachel's hospital bed. A man who claims that no one should be able to see him. But see him Charlie does, and from here on out, things get really weird. People start dropping dead around him, giant ravens perch on his building, and it seems that everywhere he goes, a dark presence whispers to him from under the streets. Strange names start appearing on his nightstand notepad, and before he knows it, those people end up dead too. Yep, it seems that Charlie Asher has been recruited for a new job, an unpleasant but utterly necessary one. Death. It's a dirty job. But hey, somebody's got to do it. So, he becomes death. He becomes death. The next one and the next three are by James Patterson. This one is called Kiss the Girl. Girls, plural. Awesome. In Los Angeles, a reporter investigating a series of murders is killed. In Chapel Hill, North Carolina, a beautiful medical intern suddenly disappears. Washington, D.C.'s Alex Cross is back to solve the most baffling and terrifying murder case ever. Two clever pattern killers are cooperating, competing, and they are working coast to coast. The next one looks like this. It's called Pop Goes the Weasel. Detective Alex Cross is back. He was back in the last one, but okay. And he's in love, but his happiness is threatened by a series of chilling murders in Washington, D.C. Murders with a pattern so twisted they leave investigators reeling. Cross's pursuit of the killer produces a suspect, a British diplomat named Geoffrey Schaefer. But proving he's the murderer becomes a potentially deadly task. As Schaefer engages in a brilliant series of surprising counter-moves, Alex and his fiancée must become hopelessly entangled with the most memorable nemesis Cross has ever faced. So, the next one, I'm pretty sure I just read all these out of order, but the next one looks like this, called Along Came a Spider. It's also by James Patterson, and I'm pretty sure it's before the other two. So we'll see. Along Came a Spider begins with the double kidnapping of the daughter of a famous Hollywood actress and the young son of the Secretary of the Treasury. And that's only the beginning. Oh, great. Gary Soneji, oh god, is a murderous serial kidnapper who wants to commit the crime of the century. Alex Cross is the brilliant homicide detective pitted against him. Jessie Flanagan is the female supervisor of the Secret Service who completes one of the most unusual suspense triangles in any thriller you have ever read. The next one looks like this. It's by Stephen King. It is called The Talisman. Oh, it's by Stephen King and Peter Straub. I don't know. On a brisk autumn day, a 13-year-old boy stands on the shores of the Great Atlantic near a silent amusement park and a fading ocean resort called the Alhambra. I might be saying that wrong. I don't know. The past has driven Jack Sawyer here. His father is gone, his mother is dying, and the world no longer makes sense. But for Jack, everything is about to change. For he has been chosen to make a journey back across America and into another realm. That can't be good, can it? One of the most influential and heralded works of fantasy ever written, The Talisman is an extraordinary novel of loyalty, awakening, terror, and mystery. Jack Sawyer, on a desperate quest to save his mother's life, must search for a prize across an epic landscape of innocents and monsters, of incredible dangers, and even more incredible truth. The prize is essential, but the journey means even more. I don't know if I'm keeping in frame. The next one looks like this. It is massive. It's by Tom Clancy. It is called Without Remorse. The next one is also by Tom Clancy. Without Remorse is the epic bestseller Tom Clancy fans have been waiting for. Its hero is a man very familiar to Clancy's readers. His code name is Mr. Clark, and his work for the CIA is brilliant, cold-blooded, and efficient. But who is he really? In a harrowing tour de force, Tom Clancy shows how an extraordinary man named John Kelly crossed the lines of justice and morality to become the CIA legend Mr. Clark. It is an unforgettable journey into the heart of darkness, without mercy, without guilt, without remorse. The next one looks like this. It's also by Tom Clancy. It is called Hidden Agendas. It is part of his NetForce. I don't know if it's a series, is it? I don't know, but yeah, okay. In the year 2010, computers are the new superpowers. Those who control them control the world. To enforce the net laws, Congress creates the ultimate computer security agency within the FBI, the NetForce. A list of every U.S. spy in the Euro-Asian theater, the movements of rival drug cartels, someone with access to classified information is posting it on the internet, and it's costing lives. Good. NetForce Commander Alex Michaels is in the hot seat. Now, before a hostile Senate committee, he must justify the very existence of the NetForce. Meanwhile, a virus is unleashed that throws the federal financial systems into chaos, and the NetForce operatives must hunt the wily hacker through the twists and turns of cyberspace down a path that leads them dangerously close to home. So, great. Great. The next one looks like this. It is called Ferdy Dirk by Witold Gombrowicz? I have no idea. It is translated by some other person that I can't pronounce. So that's cool. Oh, he's Polish. That's why I don't know how to say his name. In this bitterly funny novel by the renowned Polish author Witold Gombrowicz, I'm guessing that's how you say it, I don't know. A writer finds himself tossed into a chaotic world of schoolboys by a diabolical professor who wishes to reduce him to childishness. Originally published in Poland in 1937, Ferdy Dirk becomes an instant literary sensation and catapulted its young author to fame. Deemed scandalous and subversive by Nazis, Stalinists, and the Polish communist regime in turn, the novel was officially banned in Poland for decades. It has nonetheless remained one of the most influential works of 20th century European literature. So, I have no idea what it's about, but it just looked really cool, and I mean, we'll see. The last one that I got from my sister's roommate is this one. It's called The Histories. It is by Herodotus, and it's basically about the Greeks. The world's first great narrative history, Herodotus's The Histories vividly describes how the Greeks, few in number, poor, and disunited, managed to repulse a massive invasion by the powerful Persian army in the 5th century BC. So, yeah. I don't know when I'm going to get to reading this. Oh man, that's going to take me forever. Great. Now we're going to move on to the books that I got from my library, because why not? You know, the first one looks like this. It is by James L. Rubart, and so is this one. And this one is called Soul's Gate. What if you could travel into another person's soul, to battle for them, to be part of Jesus healing their deepest wounds, to help set them free to step boldly into their divinely designed future? 30 years ago, that's exactly what Rhys Roth did, until tragedy shattered his life and ripped away his future. Oh man. Now God has drawn Rhys out of the shadows to fulfill a prophecy spoken over him 3 decades ago. A prophecy about 4 warriors with the potential to change the world, if Rhys will face his deepest regret and teach them what he has learned. They gather at a secluded and mysterious ranch deep in the mountains of Colorado, where they will learn to see the spiritual world around them with stunning clarity. Their training is only beginning. The 4 have a destiny to pursue a freedom even Rhys doesn't fully fathom, but they have an enemy hell-bent on destroying them, and he'll stop at nothing to keep them from their quest for true freedom in the coming battle of souls. Next one looks like this. It is called The Rooms. It's also by James L. Rubart. I picked this one up because my mom had it. One time I went over to her house, and it looked really interesting. So it was just a letter. Cryptic? Yes. Absurd? Absolutely. But Seattle software tycoon Micah Taylor can't get it out of his mind. This claim that a home was built for him by a great uncle he never knew on the Oregon coast, in Cannon Beach, the one place he loves, the one place he never wants to see again. Micah goes to Cannon Beach intending to sell the house and keep his past buried, but the 9,000 square foot home instantly feels like it's part of him. Then he meets Sarah Sabin at the local ice cream shop. Oh man, maybe Cannon Beach can be a perfect weekend getaway, but strange things happen in the house, things Micah can't explain, things he can barely believe. All the locals will say that his house is spiritual, unsettling since Micah's faith slipped away like the tide years ago. And then he discovered the shocking truth. The home isn't just spiritual, it's a physical manifestation of his soul. Will Micah run, or will he risk everything to see what waits for him deep within the house's rooms? There's a little part at the top, and it says, what would you find if you walked into the rooms of your soul? So, let's just not contemplate that, shall we? The next one is by John Sprunk, and it is called Blood and Iron, and it is book 1, or part 1 of the Book of the Black Earth. And that just sounds all just sounds really cool. So, when a storm destroys his ship, Horus Horus Del Rosa, shipwright and crusader, is washed onto the shores of his enemy. Oh no! That's not going to end well, is it? There he finds himself at the mercy of Akashian Empire, a land steeped in darkest... There he finds himself at the mercy of Akashian Empire, a land steeped in darkest sorcery and mysterious gods from the dawn of time. Captured and enslaved, he is destined for a life of bondage. When his latent magical abilities come to the attention of a power-hungry queen, Horus becomes a slave of a different kind. Yet there is hope, and it is found in the hearts of his fellow slaves. Jiram, is an ex-mercenary and a pit fighter who shares Horus's dream of freedom and the fury to fight back against their oppressors. Elira is a royal handmaiden with a secret, and she'll let nothing get in the way of her mission. Sorcerer, gladiator, and spy, they will seek their paths in an empire where every man and woman must pay the price of blood and iron. Before the end, they will pay dearly in both. So, that sounds cool. I'm really excited to read that one. The next one looks like this. It is called Pirate Hunters. It is by Robert Kurson. Early one January morning in 2012, I received an international call from an unknown number. It was coming from the Dominican Republic, but I don't know anyone in that country. I had never been there in my life. The voice on the line, however, was unmistakable. If you like pirates, meet me in New Jersey. The caller was John Chatterton, one of the heroes of my book, Shadow Divers. I don't know what any of this means. Okay. I hadn't spoken to Chatterton in more than a year, but knew his New York-tinged baritone right away. What kind of pirates? I asked. 17th century Caribbean. The real deal. So I guess this is like a true thing, and I'm not reading all of the rest. I guess it's like a true story thing, where he like meets pirates, or goes to search for pirates. I don't know what Shadow Divers is, even though it's referenced. I probably should know. I don't know, but that sounds really cool. The next one looks like this. It is called The Time Weaver. It is by Shanna Abe. I'm guessing it's Abe. My leg is so itchy. I'm sorry. My leg is so itchy. It is the 5th book, and I think so far the final one. I don't know when this one was written, so I don't think there are any more. I could be wrong. This one was in 2010, so I don't think she has any more coming out, but this is the 5th book in the Draken series. It is really good, actually. Basically, these dragons they've lived in secret for, years and years and years and years, and then the others, or us, came in and decided we wanted to take all of their gems and things. So then they've decided that they figured out a way to integrate into our society, and they did, and they flourished, and it was all great. This is the 5th one. This is called The Time Weaver. As I said already, this is about Honor Carlisle and what's his name? Alexandru. She can weave time, so she can bend time. Everyone has different abilities within the group. Within the Draken family, or clan, they all have different ones. There's one other one who I think might be her grandmother. I don't know. She can turn invisible, and that's really cool. Yeah. Honor Carlisle may have been born into the Draken clan, but she's always felt like a stranger to her kin. It's an institution that proves true when she receives a mysterious letter, a letter sent by herself, by her future self. Honor learns she is a time weaver, a creature with the extraordinary ability to transport herself into the past or future. But the letter contains a dire warning. If Honor remains in her home at Darkfirth, which is just the castle area that the Draken live, she is certain to be killed. Fleeing her sanctuary among old friends in Spain, she practices her weaving and unknowingly draws closer to an even more immediate danger. For on one of her weaves into the future, Honor encounters the very man she should most avoid. Oh, the prince of a rival tribe of dragon. Drawn to Prince Alexander of Zaharan, Honor is unable to resist the temptation of weaving to him again and again across time. As they surrender to a desire that brings the present and future ever closer, they realize they are true soulmates. But they also risk fulfilling a terrible prophecy, for the union is destined to wreak havoc. Now Honor and Sandu must place their trust and their lives in each other's hands and their faith in a magical love that could restore order to the Draken universe or destroy it forever. Alexandru was in one of the last ones. The other 4 are really good, so you should check those out. It is the Draken Saga by Shanna Abe. I'm guessing it's Abe, because there's a little doohickey above the E. The next one is this one. It is another massive one. It is called Juliet, and I'm pretty sure the premise of this one is just the same story, but like, you know, I don't know. But it's Juliet. It's by Anne Fortier. I'm guessing it's Fortier, because that's the only way I've seen that said. 25-year-old Julie Jacobs is heartbroken over the death of her beloved Aunt Rose. Aw. But the shock is even deeper when she learns that the woman who has been like a mother to her has left her entire estate to Julie's twin sister. The only thing Julie receives is a key, one carried by her mother on the day she herself died, to a safety deposit box in Siena, Italy. This key sends Julie on a journey that will change her life forever. A journey into the troubled past of her ancestor. I'm not going to get that right. Giulietta Ptolemy. I don't know. In 1340, still reeling from the slaughter of her parents. Oh, it's Giulietta. Right. Okay. Was smuggled into Siena, where she met a young man named Romeo. Their ill-fated love turned medieval Siena upside down and went on to inspire generations of poets and artists, the story reaching its pinnacle in Shakespeare's famous tragedy. I see. Okay, but 6 centuries have a way of catching up to the present, and Julie gradually begins to discover that here in this ancient city, the past and present are hard to tell apart. The deeper she delves into the history of Romeo and Julieta, and the closer she gets to the treasure that they allegedly left behind, the greater the danger surrounding her. Superstitions, ancient hostilities, and personal vendettas. Aw, man! As Julie crosses paths with the descendants of the families involved in the unforgettable blood feud, she begins to fear that the notorious curse, a plague on both your houses, is still at work, and that she is destined to be its next target. Only someone like Romeo, it seems, could save her from this dreaded fate. But his story ended long ago. Or did it? I don't know. Oh, man. So that's cool. The last one is this one. Oh, it's upside down. It's called Swan Lake. It is by... Oh, man, who's it by? Mark Halperin. I have another one by him. That's cool. I didn't know. Swan Lake. It is by Mark Halperin, illustrated by Chris von Alsberg. So that's cool. I didn't know it was illustrated. I don't even know what this is about. I can't find a thing. I'm going to assume here that it's just about Swan Lake. You know what Swan Lake is. The play. Oh man, this is going to be really easy to read. This is going to be really easy to read. I'm guessing that's what it is. It gives me no description anywhere. So yeah, that's that one. I don't know. It's going to not take me long at all. It's pretty big writing, printing, and there's pictures that take up an entire page. Let's show you one. So, that's going to be cool. Now, on to the books that I bought. We went to the mall. The mall nearest me, it's not very good, but it has some new little shops, and my sister hadn't been there for a while because she moved, and so we went, and I bought the giant bag of books. There's only, I don't know how how many. So we'll just go for it. The first one is this one. Well, which is actually this one, but I picked, you don't do this one first. This one, it is called Lords of Corruption. It is by Kyle Mills. I really like this cover. It's kind of James Bond meets Hitman. Do you know Hitman? It's just really cool. I really like it. When an obscure charity recruits Josh Haggerty to manage their... oh god. Okay, let's try this again. When an obscure charity recruits Josh Haggerty to manage their activities in a war-torn region of Africa, he is eager to sign on and atone for a past he regrets. After a lifetime of bad luck, someone is finally giving him a chance. All he has to do is not blow it. He tries to lose himself in his new job, but soon the precariousness of his situation becomes impossible to ignore. Gideon, the man assigned to guide him through the dangerous and exotic world he's been thrust into, is revered to be a psychotic thug with ties to the country's genocidal dictator, and Josh's predecessor didn't quit as he'd been led to believe, but was found dismembered in the jungle after asking questions that no one wanted answered. Great. Just great. When the life of his young sister in the United States is threatened by the organization, Josh is forced to face the fact that his employer may not be the benevolent charity it claims to be. Worse yet, Josh realizes he has become an unwitting player in a billion-dollar conspiracy with tentacles snaking across the globe. Escape is impossible. The only way out is to bring the whole institution down, which is not going to be an easy task, for sure. So that one sounds cool. The next one is this one, and let's just take a minute. Let me zoom in on here. Look at him. Look at him. I like him. Is it focusing? Ooh, is it focusing on his face? Sure, there, looks like it. The next one is this one is by Brad Thor. It is called The Apostle. I also have another Brad Thor, which I thought was really cool. I don't intentionally buy like similar authors usually, but you know, and I didn't intentionally buy this because it was Brad Thor because I had another one, but that's cool. Yeah, it looked like this. I really like this cover as well. I really like covers. I really like looking at the covers. A new administration and a new approach to dealing with America's enemies have left covert counter-terrorism operative Scott Harvath without a job. Great. Let's just try this again, shall we? A new administration and a new approach to dealing with America's enemies have left covert counterterrorism operative Scott Harvath without a job. But when American Dr. Julie Gallo is kidnapped in Afghanistan, the terms of her ransom leave the president with only one course of action. In a dangerous assignment that the United States government will deny any knowledge of, Scott Harvath must secretly infiltrate Kabul's notorious... oh god. This is going to be cool. There's all kinds of names. Polisharki prison and free the man the kidnappers demand as ransom, Al-Qaeda mastermind Mustafa Khan. But when Harvath arrives, he quickly learns that there is more to the kidnapping than anyone dares to admit, and as the subterfuge is laid bare, Harvath must examine his own career of hunting down and killing terrorists and ask himself if he has what it takes to help one of the world's worst go free. So that's cool. That's going to be interesting. I have a feeling. Don't mind me. Next one looks like this. Can you see that? Looks like this. It is called My Heart's Cry by Anne Graham Lotz. And it is her, like, story of finding God or something like that. Because I didn't know that what it was talking about is actually the lady that wrote it. So, gifted Bible teacher and acclaimed revival speaker Anne Graham Lotz shows you how saturating your life with more of Jesus can bring you the key to restoring love, finding the antidote to fear, discovering hope, loving others, acquiring the courageous. Oh God. Basically, she's saying that if you find Jesus, your life will be better for these select reasons. So, That's going to be interesting to read, I think. We'll see. I don't know where to set any of this stuff. The next one looks like this. It is called Quicksilver. It is by Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens. So Judith and Garfield are married. There's a little section right under the title that says, "When the Pentagon is held hostage, so is the world." Great. For anyone that doesn't know, the Pentagon is like the pinnacle of America. So basically, something happened and like the Pentagon was held hostage, and that's just not okay. The place, the Pentagon. The event, an unprecedented gathering 6 years from now, at which the military leaders of America and Europe are to welcome into NATO its most controversial member yet, Russia, which is great. The Nightmare. In a breathtakingly precise split-second operation using the latest military technology, a team of ruthless commandos takes over America's ultimate military command post from the inside. Great. The stakes, higher than even the military is prepared to admit, because the enemy commandos have taken control of more than just an office building. They know secrets kept even from the president and have used the Pentagon's incredible power to seize control of America's vast satellite surveillance system, including a revolutionary orbital weapon that makes all other weapons of mass destruction, even nuclear bombs, obsolete. So that's good. So that's great. We'll just have to see how that one goes. The next one looks like this. Are we still recording? Yes, we are. We're good. The next one looks like this. It is called Lethal Legacy. It is by Linda Fairstein. Really cool looking. I did not pay $26 for this. There's a sticker on the back. I did not pay $26 for this. I paid $2 for all of the books that I've just recently shown you. When Assistant District Attorney Alex Cooper, what's with people in Alex? There's Alex Cooper, there was an Alex in one of the other ones, there's Alex Cross. Alexes are just everywhere. Okay, let's just start all over. When Assistant District Attorney Alex Cooper is summoned to Tina Barr's apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side, she finds a neighbor convinced that the young woman was assaulted. But the terrified victim, a conservator of rare books and maps, refuses to cooperate with investigators. Then another woman is found murdered in that same apartment with an extremely valuable book believed to have been stolen. Great. I don't know what happened to my voice just then. As Alex pursues the murderer, she is drawn into the strange and privileged world of the Hunt family, major benefactors of the New York Public Library and passionate rare book collectors. The last one, and I think possibly the one I'm most excited to read, out of the books that I purchased at this little shop. There's the phone. Alright, as I was saying, this is possibly the one I'm most excited to read out of the ones that I bought at this little shop in the mall. I got all of these for $2, which I thought was a steal, because this little place was just some little like thrift shop of like gently used items, like so people will like take their stuff in. It is this. It is called A Royal Duty. It is by Paul Burrell, and Paul Burrell, it's about Princess Diana. But Paul Burrell was her butler, her like personal dude. It says butler, I think. He was a footman. And then he became her personal butler. So for I think it was 10 years or something like that, and then she died. I'm really excited to read this. So that's that, Royal Duty by Paul Burrell. I don't know when I'm going to read it, but I love this cover. Just look how beautiful. Not only her, but just like the silver and the faint, it is purple, this font. You can't tell probably, but it's purple, and I just really like it, and she's really cool. And she's really glamorous and pretty, and there he is. You can't really see him. That is it for this book haul. It's longer than my other ones because there was a lot I wanted to show you. I don't know why I showed you what I got at the library, but you know, whatever. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope a couple of these books sound good to you, and remember, there will be a link down below to where I got my nail polish in case you want to go find some yourself. So I hope you're having a great day or night or week or whatever, whenever you watch this. I don't know. I hope you're doing okay, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!